Respect. As a direct support professional, I will respect the human dignity and uniqueness of the people I support. I will recognize each person I support as valuable and promote their value within their communities. As a direct support professional, I will seek to understand the people I support today in the context of their personal history, their social and family networks, and their hopes, their dreams for their future. For too long, people with intellectual and developmental disabilities have been not only disrespected and discriminated against, but ultimately the value inherent in every human being, but particularly people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, has been cast away, has not even been mined within the many people I've supported over the years. And you as a direct support professional, I'm sure you know this, every human being has value, but particularly people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, they have very unique characteristics that can absolutely contribute to a much better society. And I think we haven't done what we can do, certainly in our country, to elevate and to seek pride when it comes to having a disability. We're seeing more and more of it, but ultimately we have to continue to expand disability pride. We have to expand helping not so much us, but helping the community that we're working in understand the value of having people with disabilities in our midst, working side by side with us in our communities and sharing our communities together. As a direct support professional, I'm going to recognize and respect the cultural context, such as gender, disability, religion, sexual orientation, ethnicity, economic class, socioeconomic class of the people I'm supporting and their social network. I'm going to honor the choices, the preferences, and the abilities and opinions of the people I support. I'm going to protect the privacy of the people I support. I'm going to interact with the people I support in a manner that is respectful to them. As a direct support professional, I'm going to provide opportunities for the people I support to be viewed and treated with respect and embraced as integral, contributing members of their communities. Very importantly, I'm going to promote the use of language that's respectful, sensitive, and contemporary. There's a pet peeve I have, and many of us in the disability community have. I've heard direct support professionals refer to the people they support, I love my guys. I love my guys. No. That's possessive, A. They're not your guys. Not only is it possessive, but it's also guys that in the age of pronouns that we're in, that can be very insensitive. It's sexist, guys. Even my people. No, they're not your people. They're the people that you support. They're the people that pay you for supporting them. You don't own them. And it's very interesting, even a phrase, and I don't think direct support professionals do it with any ill intention, but what happens with something like that makes it very clear that there's a power differential. And that's dangerous in direct support. We are equal with the people that we work with. We're not superior, we're not better than, we're not lesser than, we're equal. And our role when we look at respect is just that. And language matters. Language matters a lot. So things like my guys, my ladies, just check that in the future. If you happen to use that language, I'm not saying you're a bad person, but it's really not ethical language to use as a professional. As a direct support professional, I'm going to practice positive intention and transparency in my interactions with others. For a personal perspective on respect, let's hear from parent and former direct support professional Janet Wilson.
So, my son loves Godzilla, and not the modern day Godzilla. And I would call it the cheesy Godzilla, but my son informs me it's the vintage Godzilla. So, John started getting into Godzilla when he was probably about 5th grade, and we first collected all the movies. Well, one day I showed him how to use the internet and how to get on eBay. But anyway, so he started deciding he wanted to collect figures. And in the beginning, it was pretty simple. We could find him at like KB Toys and stuff like that. But as it went on, they started to become more and more expensive. So John, usually about 8 o'clock at night, will send me a text. And that's kind of how it starts. And then he'll say, "What do you think of this?" I'll say, well, that's pretty cool. And then I'm like, "Well, that's kind of expensive." And he'll write back, "But I compared it with prices on eBay and other places." And I'm like, okay. And there's a part of me that always thinks, am I going to pay $50 for this? But to my son, these are very important. And as I used to say to people I work with, how many times have we gone out and bought something with our money that 2 weeks later we thought, my gosh, this is so stupid. Like, why did I buy this? And in our whole experiences of John collecting his figures, he's never once regretted a purchase. So he's actually a better consumer than I am. So I think that's really a main thing is we have to remember these are adults we're serving. My son is 32 years old. He has his own money. He gets to choose how he spends his own money. The Code of Ethics says I need to honor the choices, preferences, abilities, and opinions of the people I support. So, I think, as I said, if you ever in a situation that you might not agree with what somebody wants to buy or how they want to use your money, your job as a direct support professional is to educate them and give them options, but you ultimately can't make that choice. That's up to them.